How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams from the Hard Gainer Academy. Over here, we make gains in fitness and choose stocks to get your portfolio in shape. I also want to throw out the disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So what we're going to be talking about is GameStop, AMC, and everything that is going on and how we can actually capitalize on these opportunities. All right. So what's going on is it's pretty much the internet versus Wall Street versus the big banks, the big firms, the institutions, because we have a lot of inaccuracies that are going on and it's not a level playing field like it should be. So what's going on? A lot of these firms and institutions have shorted heavily on GameStop and AMC. So when they have done this, it's pretty much drove the price of the stock down. Yes, because of everything that has been going on with the pandemic and so forth, we've noticed that, a lot of companies have suffered from this. And AMC being a movie theater and GameStop being where they usually sell physical items out of stores, malls, and so forth, they've all been affected. So they haven't been able to perform as well. So what's been happening, these firms, these hedge funds, these institutions, they've been shorting them like crazy. Up until the point where, these stocks have just gotten beaten down. So now we've kind of come to this situation in the sense where, they want to push a short squeeze. So what a short squeeze means is when you take a short position on a stock, you're going on the high and you're betting for the price to go down. When the price goes down, you then buy back those shares and that is your profit. So what's happening, since it's being done on such a large scale, the good thing is if we can buy those shares and then hold them, then after those hedge funds, those institutions will be forced to buy it back at a higher price. So for example, a lot of them were shorting when it was in the $20 range, when it got even into the 10s or 15s, right? It was fairly low. Now they got to look and say, well, you know what? You're potentially going to have to possibly pay 500, 1,000. There's a lot of numbers that are being thrown out there, but they're going to have to really pay a lot more money to cover their positions. And it's part of the reasons why we want to force a short squeeze. We want to make sure that we can get the most profit out of this, but also there's an initiative behind it. And the initiative is that, we just want things to be done fairly. It is a free market. We've noticed that even brokers have gotten involved, and I'm pretty sure these brokers are being pretty much motivated from these institutions that have been shorting AMC and GameStop. So what this means is we've seen Robinhood saying, well, you only can purchase a certain amount of shares. Or in some instances said that you can't even purchase some of these shares. So by doing that, you're pretty much allowing the hedge funds and all the financial institutions to continue just like a regular day. But then as far as for the retail investors like myself and you, we're the ones getting screwed, right? Because we only could do so much while the hedge funds and all the managers are driving the price down, hoping that they could scare us so we can release and pretty much have soft hands of the stock. So I'm actually going to go into the terms. So we have diamond hands. So diamond hands means is that you're holding the stock. You're not selling it. And then we have soft hands or weak hands. Weak hand pretty much means if things are really volatile, the stock prices go down, people are like, all right, I'm out, I'm selling, right? They do not want to stomach that volatility. So I highly suggest if you're really trying to support the movement, it is super important that you keep those diamond hands. One of the things that has helped a lot, and this is from my experience, was getting them in a good price range. I'm going to get into the price ranges a little bit just soon on, but I just want to let you guys know that if you got into a good price range, then you'll be able to stomach the volatility more. If you didn't, then you're more likely to be like, I don't know, is this going to go my way? But I highly suggest that you hold your position, all right? Do not, and I repeat, do not fold because, again, the institutions will benefit from this. If the price gets driven down and it goes down too low, again, they are going to benefit. It's going to instill fear inside the market. So that's why I highly suggest that you hold. If you believe in this cause, like myself, then you want to make sure that we can keep the stock price where it needs to be. And the great part about it is, the stock price has been increasing. All right, so I'm about to start it off with GameStop. So the best thing with GameStop, I remember on Thursday, it actually closed at 190. And then yesterday on Friday, It closed like around, I think it was about 310, 313. I'll check it out. You'll probably see a screenshot come up on the phone. Yeah, so it's around that range. So it actually went up by over $100. So that alone shows that, you know what, a lot of people are holding and they're not showing symptoms of weak hands. Everybody has diamond hands. So again, if you were able to get into that $100 range at 190, or maybe on Friday you're able to get into the twos, you should be sitting very comfortably right now. All right. I for myself, I've played it multiple times in the sense where I've had the opportunity to actually watch the stock. That is another thing too as well. If you're busy with work or you have a lot of things that are going on during the day and you really can't keep an eye on things, making sure you get a great entry point is so important. Because again, if you get into a high range, your emotions are more likely to actually take over. This is another reason why it's always said, and I know you've probably heard it before, you never ever want to invest a certain amount of money that's going to have you having emotion in the money. So what this means is invest what you are willing to lose. If you're not willing to lose that particular amount of money that you have invested in stocks or in the stock market in general, you should not be putting it in there. All right. So as far as GameStop is concerned, so if you got into the twos, you should be feeling good. Even if you got into the threes, you should still be feeling good. Again, show those diamond hands. It is super important for the cause. Because like I said, if we can really push this epic short squeeze, hold shares and buying them up and so forth, and not falling for the tricks that these hedge funds and these institutions got going, I am telling you right now, the potential of where this price could end up, I don't like saying this, you see it all the time in the comments, it's going to be rockets, all right? So now let's talk about AMC. And you know what, like AMC, you know, actually it has an emotional connection to me because I grew up in the movie theaters, right? Like I was used to going to the movies all the time, right? Even before this pandemic even happened. So I would love to see after the pandemic is over for movie theaters to open back up and we can go back to enjoying them again. But unfortunately, a lot of these institutions that are going inside of AMC, they want to pretty much run it out of business. It was AMC even came close to being bankrupt, right? So, but again, we want to be able to say, well, you know what? No. You know what? Like a company like AMC has that nostalgic feeling to it. There's a lot of emotion to it. We feel very passionate about AMC. So what's been happening, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown like I did on GameStop. So on Thursday, if you grabbed AMC in the $8 range, you should be smiling. You should be sitting happy right now. On close on Friday, AMC was able to get into the $13 range. So literally you would have been up almost around $5. All right. And the crazy thing about it is when that squeeze happens, again, where a lot of people are looking for it to happen next week and so forth after Thursday. But when it does happen, that $13, God knows where it's going to go. We've already seen it touch or get to the $20 range. So just imagine what could happen next week. So if you have AMC, I'm telling you right now, and you got like a good cost on it. So even if you were even late, maybe you may have got it in the 12, the 13s and so forth, you should still be feeling good right now. There's a lot of potential for AMC to run up just like GameStop. Will it be able to get to the price at GameStop? I'm not too sure about that. But as far as with GameStop, the reason why there's so much potential and there's so much upside to it, because we have the whole entire world that is vetted, saying, hey, well, you know what? We are standing up for this. We will no longer be taken advantage of. We will no longer allow these institutions to manipulate the market. This is a free market here, and we want to keep it that way. So that's why I'm saying, if you're not in these plays, then that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to be. But one of the reasons why part of myself, why I've gotten to this play in the first place, is because, you know what, I'm passionate about it, and I'm passionate about the cause, and I really want to see some change, right? The next thing is that I got to shout out is also Wall Street Bets. They deserve so much credit for this movement. They're the reason why everything is going on the way it's going on. Apparently, they have like about 6 million members on Reddit already inside Wall Street Bets. And the reason why I show so much respect for that is because they decided to step up and take the initiative and said, hey, what's going on? This is not right. We need to do something about it. So that's why, for the sake of Wall Street Bets and myself, make sure that you keep those diamond hands. This is so important because, again, we are all going to benefit in the long run. So now, before I recap, or not even recap, before I finish this video, one thing that I want to talk about, if you are playing these plays, if you feel uncomfortable, if you're feeling FOMO, if you're going through so many different types of emotions, I'd highly suggest is you take a breather and you think about your next steps. What are you going to do? So in regards to next week coming on Monday, if these prices end up getting into the buy range when you look at the charts, one of the things, not even one of the things, a few of the things I like to look at, I look at RSI, and I also look at VWAP, and then I also look at the MACD, the volume. So these are all indicators that will show you the direction of price action, trend lines, and we call it technical analysis. So taking a look at these things, when I started buying, I would buy on dips or buy when it was low. So that's one of the things that will help you tremendously in regards to taking advantages of those opportunities when they come. Because like I said, on this Friday, like you could tell that the hedge funds or firms, they were trying their best to keep this price low, to beat this stock down. But she just kept bouncing back. And the only reason why that happened was because of you guys, because of everyone who's involved in this big movement. And I just want to say thank you to all of you, because again, like we need to make sure that we just set things straight. So also I wanted to set up for the people who may have weak hands, right? I know not everybody's going to have diamond hands, but anyone who may have some weak hands, I highly suggest, if you feel uncomfortable, put in a stop loss or put in a trailing stop, especially if you got in at a very low price. So for example, with GameStop, if you got somewhere in the hundreds and you know you got weak hands and you know if it goes below 100, you're going to lose it and you're going to be all stressed out and stuff like that, then set up somewhere where you know what, you can at least make a profit from it. But I highly suggest that you don't do it. So unless we see from the chart and we see from the action that, you know what, it gets beat down so bad and it looks like it's the end, then you got to make sure you have your risk management in place. And also, you got to understand that whatever you invest or whatever money that you put in, you can't be afraid to lose it. All right? Hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll be talking to you guys real soon. Peace out.